He's one tired woodchuck. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Would he work that wood with a well-worn will like a wild woodchuck would? Would he whittle it well or would he weave it to wear? Maybe even for a bear. Will the woodchuck wonder why the woven woolens are wafting in the air? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if the wielded chuck was wide? Would he wield every wedge with the winning wit and the woodland worker's pride? The woodchuck whistle while working with a warm, wicked, witty waggle, wondering whether the wonky work was worth. He wavered and babbled. How much wood? How much work? How much would he pursue? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, what would the woodchuck do? Would he work? Would he win? Would he whirl through the woods? Would he wonder what it's worth when he worked what he could? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, would he double what he did? Would he widen all the woodwork that the wilderness once hid? Would he wrap up the work with the well-earned kidney stone? Or would he wander wanting more in the woods he called his own? Would he work when winter wrapped the woods in woven white, while the winds went whooshing through the world one winter night? Would he whisper Wally Wally and then Molly Molly with the fright, wondering how much would he work throughout the winter night? How much wood? How much work? How much would he pursue? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, what would the woodchuck do? Would he work? Would he win? Would he whirl through the woods? Would he wonder what it's worth when he worked what he could? Would he work without worry while the world went blurry? A wagon full of wood, so he ate a furry berry in a hurry. How much wood? How much work? How much would he pursue? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, what would a woodchuck do? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Would he work that wood with a well-worn will like a wild woodchuck would? Would he whittle it well or would he weave it to wear? Maybe even for a sheep. Now the weary woodchuck is wobbly and needs to get some sleep. He's one tired woodchuck.